welcome to my kitchen. But today, welcome to my craft room, which is my kitchen table because I have a really small house. But today we're going to make a Deco mesh wreath. If you're familiar with Deco mesh, this is like the latest craze in crafting, and you're going to see this stuff all over the place. It comes in about 1 billion different colors, and it's super fun to use, and it's super easy to use. And all you need to do is have some pipe cleaners, a wire wreath, and some Deco mesh. And I'm going to show you how to make one similar to this one. I made this. I think I'm going to give it to my mom. It's right up her alley as far as her color scheme goes. And you can put whatever you want in it, or you can leave it plain. But come on along, and I'm going to show you how to make a Deco mesh wreath for Christmas. We're going to get started, and just like when we make a recipe, I'm going to go over the supplies that you're going to need to make this wreath. And I wanted to show you first, if you're not familiar with Deco mesh or Geo mesh or Eco mesh, depending on where you buy it, it's plasticky, but it's kind of cool. It kind of feels like sisal if you're familiar with that, and it's very pliable, and you can bunch it up and you can twist it, and you can make really cool things with it. This is the remainder of the roll from making the wreath that I showed you in the open. And I didn't use the entire thing, but I could have, and you can see there's quite a bit left here. So if I actually wanted to, there's another type of wreath you can make where you make these curly cues, and I'm going to make another one of those in a different video. But I'll use the rest of this in that wreath because I have a feeling that I'm going to have leftovers from both of these rolls, and then we'll be able to show you a couple different applications. There's also another something I'm going to do with it. I'm not going to tell you yet because it's really, really cool and cute, and I want to share it with you at a later time. But that's what I'm going to use the green Deco mesh for.
No,
but
they have to stick around.
Huh?
No, they have to stick around.
They'll have to stick around. They'll have to come back. You're also going to need, so you need 1 roll of Deco mesh to make the size wreath that I showed, and that was made with a 12-inch flat wire wreath ring. You're going to need a dozen pipe cleaners. I can't call them anything else. They're called pipe clean. I call them pipe cleaners. They're, you know, they call them chenille stems now. I don't know. I guess because smoking is politically incorrect. But what I have done here is at each cross section around the outside, I twisted a pipe cleaner in half, and then on the inside, I twisted in between. So there's a total of 12 pipe cleaners in there. And then you're going to need whatever you're going to want to decorate your wreath after it's done. I have an assortment of glittery picks and holiday accoutrement here. All of this stuff I got at Michael's. It was all on sale. Right now, this week, the Deco mesh is on sale 60% off. That makes these rolls about $6 a piece. And then I made myself a bow in preparation for decorating the end of the finished product. And that is just... Video on that too. And I do have a video on how to make a loopy bow. I will link that below, and you can go check it out. Making this bow is very simple. It looks fancy and hard, but it isn't. So I'm just going to put all of this stuff out of the way for right now, and I'm going to get to the matter at hand. You're also going to need a pair of wire cutters if you have floral picks that need to be cut apart. And you're going to need a pair of scissors to cut your Deco mesh. Okay. And if you have things you want to wire into the wreath, you're going to need some floral wire. You can pick this up very cheaply. This was about $2 at Michael's. Or if you're like me, somewhere in my attic, I have a giant box from when I used to be a florist 100 years ago. So, all right. Like I said, to start with, you want to get your wire wreath prepared. You're going to want to twist pipe cleaners in half. You're going to fold them in half and then give them a twist so they're just attached to the wreath. Then you're going to want to take the tape off of your Deco mesh. This comes in, it sticks to itself rather nicely. You're going to want to get it going, unroll it from the roll here, and bunch it at the end here. Okay. And then just pick a starting place. take one of these pipe cleaners that you've twisted on here and put this down, and don't let go of that bunch, and twist this in there really tightly. Okay? And then leave this one up. Don't fold this over quite yet. Then you're going to go and you're going to take about 9 inches of your mesh, or thereabouts. Okay, and you're going to poof it, and you're going to go like that. And now that I'm looking at it, I realize that I have made a mistake. So I'm going to show you what that mistake is. Okay. What you also are going to need to do is you're going to also need to put 6 additional, so you've got a total of 18 pipe cleaners, and I apologize for that error. We make them. Put one in between each crossbar as well. And you want to get that done before you start with your roll, because it's just going to make it a lot easier. Make sure you give it a good twist. And this wreath is going to take you about a half an hour. So now I'm going to find out where I bunched this up in the first place here. And I'm going to put this down. And like that. And then I'm going to come and I'm going to take more. You want to make sure you open it up before you kind of bunch it into your poof. And I don't know if I'm in frame, and I'm sorry if I've gotten out of frame. I apologize. And like I said, you can come back later and readjust all of this mesh. One time, and now what you want to do is you're just going to go ahead and you're going to start on the inside. You're going to make that poof. This one here is the one that you twisted into the first time around. You're going to want to undo that just really gently, and you're going to want to put this poof, the last poof off of that row, back in the first pipe cleaner and twist it really securely, and then you can twist it around behind itself. And then after you're done, you'll go on the back and you'll just twist all of those and take care of them. But this gives your first row a nice finish. Okay, Now, what you're going to do is go around inside on these pipe cleaners that we have on the inside, and you're going to make the poofs all the way around in there. You only have 6 poofs in this one. 6 pipe cleaners, rather. And like I said, this stuff really likes to stick to itself. So, we're just going to go down inside here. Like so. You want to make sure and separate your poof. Make sure you have enough. If you find that you want it to be a little bit looser, and pull some more out if you can. There you go. Okay, that was the last pipe cleaner we needed to deal with. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come in with your scissor close to where you attach that to the pipe cleaner, and you're just going to snip it off. There you go. You can see we have quite a bit left still of this one, about the same amount as we had left of the cream colored one. And I imagine I'll have approximately the same amount left after I do a green one. And then we're going to make a different kind of wreath out of the leftovers, and it's going to be really cute. And that one doesn't need a whole lot of extra kind of decoration to it. But this is when you come around, and this doesn't really need a whole lot of fluffing because it looks really good. I mean, it looks really good. But then what you want to do is you want to turn this around. Now, you want to make sure that you go through those red pipe cleaners. You want to bring them around the back. And I do recommend very highly that you use pipe cleaners that are at least a very similar color to the Deco mesh that you're using, so that they're not so obvious. This, you can't really see the extra red ones in there, so it's not a bad thing. I'm just going to kind of clean this up back here, and you can kind of shove it down in there. I'm okay, there is your Deco mesh wreath. Now, the one thing that you're going to notice a lot on these wreaths is you really don't see the center. So if you want to see the center and you want to make it more pronounced, then you can fiddle with it, or you can put something in there, but you know, it's going to look beautiful anyway. Alright, I think this looks really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose where I want to put my ribbon, my bow, and then I'm going to go from there, and I'm going to build my decoration off of that. So this already has some pipe cleaner on it. And remember, this Deco mesh is extremely malleable. So I'm going to go ahead and just twist this around the back of the wreath. And I always like my bows to be like off to the side on a wreath. I like to do a side spray, like a crescent spray. I just think that looks really, really super. I think it really makes a difference. Is it looking okay? Okay, Molly's helping me with just making sure the shot looks okay. Now, you have your option here. You can go ahead and use some hot glue if you want to. I find that this Deco mesh stuff really, it clings to everything. So these floral picks, you can stick them in, and then look, if you just wrap it around the wire there, it's gonna stay. It's not gonna go anywhere. And there you have it. That's where I'm going to stop with my Deco Mesh wreath. That's how easy you can make one. You can put just about anything you want in here. You can go ahead and you can make more tails of ribbon and stick them in there so that it coordinates with the bow. The world is your oyster, as the saying goes. So I hope that you will be inspired to make your own Deco Mesh wreath, and I hope that you go ahead and make one. And until next time, I'll see ya!